What's up, everybody? Just finished a new game. I just got finished with Lies of P. It's a pretty good game. I saw where the DLC come out. I think it's called Overture, something like that. Uh, and I always wanted to play through the whole game. I played for a little bit of it on Game Pass, just a little bit. I went through maybe the first one or two bosses, and so much stuff was coming out I was wanting to play. It kind of got lost in the shuffle. But then I heard somebody said the ending was really cool. That it sets up kind of a neat little universe. And ever since I heard that, I was kind of intrigued, and I wanted to go back to it because I did like what I played. So I went back. Of course, it wasn't on the Xbox anymore. I could have bought it on the Xbox, but I thought, well, if I'm gonna buy it, since it ain't in Game Pass, I'm just gonna get the physical version of it. And I found the PlayStation version. I didn't know this. It's super hard to find an Xbox physical version in the United States, or one of those United States copies. You can get the kind of the European one, the one that has Peggy on it, whatever that is, Peggy whatever. But I ended up finding the PlayStation version. It played great on my PlayStation, and I thought I'd give my thoughts on it a little bit. It is kind of in the Demon Soul, Dark Soul type world, Elden Ring world. It's a pretty tough game, but if you run around enough, you can level your character up enough, put enough points in them. You can pretty much get through some stuff. And of course, there at the end, I learned you got to use. They got throwables, like a gas type canister or a flame type canister that you throw, and it hits the enemies. I'm all over the place today. Uh, and I learned you had to use that a lot. But as overall, great game. It would probably be it would be a B. I'm not going to give it a perfect A. I'll tell why in a minute. It would be a B on my teacher scale, probably right there in the middle of a B, having 85. I love the world, the atmosphere of the game, and the world is just awesome, and kind of the storytelling and the stuff you learn in it. It's really really cool. Of course, it's about Pinocchio. It's kind of twisted Pinocchio story, and as you're playing, you're unraveling these mysteries, and you're finding these different things that kind of flesh out the world. And I thought the world was amazing, and it looks really really good. And then I love the music, the different type of music. You go into you might go into an area, it's kind of a carnival type area, or then you go into an area and there was like a festival or something there, and you're hearing that kind of like festival music. There's a lot of eerie levels in it. It almost at a certain point it almost becomes a full blown horror game. There's some enemies in it. It reminds me of the Flood in Halo, when the Flood, gets on the Marines and starts to change them. You kind of see that happening in this game as well, and it got kind of weird, but the story keeps you going because you get caught up in it, or I did anyways. And I like the Souls type games. I like that loop and building my character up and getting stronger. I love RPG type games. Here's where it hits me. I can play these types of games, but I really have to get my mind right, because I do think sometimes some of the bosses are just too cheap. They're just too overpowered, and I don't know if they're wanting. Of course, they're gonna say get good. Well, I'm at a point I can only get good enough, and then I have to start leveling up. And I'll be honest, I get so tired of that. I'll start leveling up. For the last boss, I ran this. I was doing this run on these same enemies over and over again, and I did it for like 4 or 5 hours. I wasted. That's how I feel. I feel like I wasted 4 or 5 hours. But I done got to the very end. I would have quit probably if I wouldn't have got that far. And I finally beat him. But I beat that last boss. If I wouldn't have had I pretty much got lucky. I got lucky beating him because he was still destroying me. Of course, I did get better, a little bit better as I go. But I don't think if you can get to the last boss, I don't think you should have to level up hours after hours to try to beat the boss. I personally think it's a little bit too hard. Of course, that's what Souls like games are. You keep struggling and struggling until you finally overcome. And then when you do overcome, it's like, yeah, you feel so good about it. So you do get that with it. But I'm knocking points off. I don't know. I know a lot of people won't like this, but I wish they would cut back on the difficulty on some of them. Somebody told me there's a difficulty scale in the DLC, but I think the normal difficulty is the easy difficulty, which I don't know how good that's going to be. Uh, but other than the difficulty and having to level up and do that kind of, I personally feel like it wasted a lot of my time doing that. I just listen to podcasts and run around and do it, and I got time right now to do it. If I was full time teaching right now, I probably would have quit, to be honest. I don't know if I would have finished it at the time. But if you've got the time and the patience, I think you should give Lies of P a try. I'm going to jump in the DLC sometime. I'm going to wait a little bit, though. I'm going to get a little breather and play. I'm kind of working with Death Stranding right now, going through it. But for those of you out there that have played Lies of P and finished it, I would love to know what you think about it. If you're playing the DLC, tell me what it's like. Is it harder? Is it easier? What are the difficulty levels like? I would love to know about that, because if I have made it a little bit easier, I don't know, I might could jump back in it and try to blow through it maybe before school kind of starts back up for me. But anyways, that's my thoughts on Lies of P. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great one.